Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex Drops, and I'm bringing you a new and improved version of my Russian Roulette game that I made, and it's much better than the other one. As soon as I actually tried it on my server, I realized there's a lot of flaws in my old one. I'm going to show you how this one works. And as you see, it's set on a timer with 8 arrows that are enough to kill any person. And it's very easy to create, probably easier than my other one, ironically, and I'm going to show you how you are going to have to make it. Alright, just like my other one, you're going to start off by making a dispenser fall into a pressure plate and make your dispenser 3 blocks in the air. And then directly 1 block in front of it, go ahead and put a piece of fence and your pressure plate. Then you're going to want to surround the outer layer of the dispenser with any block of your choice, as long as it'll stop the block disposed from the dispenser from leaving anywhere but hitting the pressure plate. And then put a block in front of the pressure plate, one elevated, so it'll be activated whenever the block touches the pressure plate, like so. And now, since that little thing I made right there, I'm pretty much going to be making a pulse lengthener, which is very simple to make. Just do whatever I'm making right here. And then from the input, which will be your pressure plate, go 8, make a row of 8 repeaters, and make them all in the slowest delay. Alright, now we're done with our pulse lengthener. That'll fire long enough to make sure that there will be 8 arrows shot, which is just what we need. Stupid performance alert, messing me up. And as you see, it'll stay on for a good amount of time until the opposing repeaters turn it off. Pretty simple, and that's one of the main components of our machine we're making. Alright, next what we're going to do is invert the signal here, and, oops, forgot to invert it. There we go. Invert it and put it into a clock. I'm going to be making probably my favorite clock design, and it fires at a good rate for a dispenser shooting arrows. Go ahead and put a little design like this, redstone on one side, torch on the other, and a repeater facing the redstone on a 3 tick delay. And now as you see, when I press that, it'll turn into clock mode until it turns off. And that's pretty much how that works, and that's what's going to be shooting our arrows. And as you'll see, I'll connect that to a dispenser. Now, an important thing to remember is you're going to be standing 1 block in front of the wall, which means your dispenser has to be 2 blocks back, like I made it. If you're standing against a dispenser, the arrows might glitch and not hit you, which I had to figure that out because it wasn't working for the longest time. I'm going to go ahead and put a button here which will be connected to the dispenser in the back, and that's pretty simple. Just put a redstone line and elevate it up to meet the dispenser over here. You might need to throw in a repeater because depending on how long your signal is. There we go. Let's put a repeater. That's good. That's a good spot. Okay. Now that's pretty much the basic design of your Russian Roulette game. There's a few more things we gotta do. First we gotta load the back dispenser with 5 sets of 64 arrows and then 1 set of 64 any block you want. I guess it really doesn't have to be 64, but the more you have in, the less you'll have to refill it. The reason we want to do this is because there will be a 1 in 6 chance of shooting whatever block you choose, and 5 in 6 chance of shooting an arrow, which will not activate the pressure plate below. I put 1 set of arrows into the main dispenser that will be shooting you. And now here comes a problem that I faced. Decently hard to figure out actually. And every time, since it takes 8 arrows to kill you, I mean, if you're getting shot, you're obviously just gonna run away. So I needed a way to trap the person as soon as they were chosen to be killed, in Russian roulette terms. And so I made this neat little box design with pistons and glass. Just make 2 boxes like that on the outside, and then put a piston 2 blocks back, that's 1 block, 2, on both sides, on one side, leaving the center open so it's easier to watch if you're spectating someone doing this. Make it look a little nicer because I'm a tad bit OCD. I'm not on the extreme side, but you know. Okay. If you don't like the look of the sticky piston through the glass, feel free to change that to any block you want, but I like to see through it. Now what we're going to do is make sure we can have a torch activate both pistons so they are pulled out. And now we're going to take the inverter from our 5-minute clock, our pulse lengthener, and we're going to connect that to this torch to act as a inverter. And so those will attract in because it's receiving power. But as soon as it is picked, or the lengthener starts up, it'll turn off and the pistons will go out. As you'll see, I'm trying it out here. And as you see, the piston's pushed out, and then the arrows begin to fire. Like I said, it will shoot 8 arrows, and then by that time you will be dead, and they'll open back up for the next contestant, I guess. And that's pretty much it. All you gotta do for this Russian roulette. If you want to stick around, I'm gonna be showing you a pretty cool thing. I thought it was fun. I added some note blocks to make a little warning type of sound whenever you were picked. Now I simply drew it from the torch end of my clock. I simply connected some redstone and I drew it over all the way, and I connected that to 2 note blocks, as you'll see in a second. And so the one that has no delay, I made the high block, and then the other one has a lower pitch. And so I'm going to activate it for you manually. As you heard, the note blocks were alternating pitches, and it made a nice little alarm sound. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's my whole Russian roulette tutorial. I think it's definitely a lot smaller. It's definitely a lot better. No more flaws. Think of anything or having any trouble at all, please leave a comment, and I will definitely help you out the best I can. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see ya.